All right, hey, I am not a content creator. I have never made a video like this before, and I am not much of a teacher. But somebody asked how I use CAGED, the positional idea, to move riffs around on the neck. So this isn't a CAGED video. I will cover a couple like kind of the CAGED concepts up front just to show you how I use it. And then we'll take a few riffs through their licks and see where it goes. This is not comprehensive, so any holes you find in this method, yes, I probably agree with you. This is just to kind of show a couple ideas. So CAGED, 5 positions. Chase Maddox and Corey Christensen, I'll link to the video here, have a wonderful video on how those 5 shapes are really just 2 shapes. So let me show you that really quick, then we'll get into how I move those riffs around. So let's take a C shape F. So let's find our F on the 5th string, put our pinky on it, and build a C down here. And again, don't sweat it if this isn't something you're familiar with. Go back and learn CAGED. That's what we got to do to get to this point. So we got our C-shaped F with an F up here. We're going to use that same bass F to create our A shape. Okay, and we're going to build 2 shapes off of those. One, kind of building a scale back this way toward, no, I'll flip you off, but back this way towards the nut. And then we're going to build another one back this way towards the bridge. And those are really the only 2 shapes we're going to need, and I'll show you how we move them. So we got our F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Getting a little high there. Okay, now we're going to build the same scale this way, starting on the same note, but I put my middle finger on there. And play it the right way. So I've got the same scale building 2 directions. Those are the only 2 shapes I need. If I can actually play them correctly. And now let's take that, we've got our F bass note here on the 5th string. Let's find our F bass note on the 6th string and take those same 2 shapes. So we're gonna do our build back shape and our build forward shape. Try that again. We got that one that corresponds to this. And then we're going to build another scale off of the F here on the 6th string, so just like this one. So again, better video, watch that one. It's going to show you how this works. And then we've also got our D shape where we basically just take this same and we find an F on the D string. And because of the weirdness of the 2nd and 3rd strings, you kind of got to shift a little. But watch the video, 2 shapes. That's it. CAGED is simple. It's 2 shapes. Now let's take a little riff. This is a song called In a Sentimental Mood by Duke Ellington. Again, don't worry if it's not a song you know. It's probably a tune you actually recognize. I play it here with this C-shaped F. So I do it like this. Okay, so I started here with this F. Now I've never really done this before, but let's move it up into this position. Just play the same riff, same fingerings, everything. I'm just gonna start with my F on the 6th string instead of the 5th string. Now, again, I've never done this before, but it's a pretty straightforward following the scale, so it should work out. See, fumble around. You're supposed to kind of mess up because the goal is to mess up so you can fix it and start to do it right the next time. So let's try it again. So you kind of always have some little shifts because your 2nd and 3rd strings throw things off, but basically the same 2 shapes. So I played it in my C and what's called the G shape. Now let's try it in the other shape here. So I built it this direction, now I'm going to build it this direction. So we got this. All right, same idea. Let's take this up here and put it on this F and build towards the bridge. Very very pentatonic, so really not that difficult to do. And then we'll do it down here. We'll find this F, something like that. So you see, you've only got two shapes, and you can move that riff anywhere you want fairly easily with very little modification. The other reason I really like CAGED is this one is in kind of a D minor-y riff, sort of an F. Let's say it was an F minor. And we want to kind of take that same idea and play it, but in an F minor-y kind of tonality. So we could either move it up, or let's just take it here and just change it around, make it our own riff. So I've got my F, my C-shaped F. I've got my root, third, fifth, and seventh. So again, this isn't something that this video is meaning to teach. This is something that you're just going to learn as you go through these things with the CAGED system. So you're going to know your intervals, 1, 3, 5, and 7. So let's take this and make it more minor-y. So we need a flat 3 to make a minor. So I've got my root, got my third here. Let's just flatten that to make it a F minor instead of F major. So I've got F major. Now I'm going to make it F minor. So if I want to take that same idea of from the Duke Ellington song, but I just want to make it real minor-y. I'm not playing it exactly like he did, but I'm just taking it and twisting it around. That's probably not a great example there, but you get the idea, right? We can basically take our major things, turn them into minor things. And we can turn them into dominant 7 things. We've got all that stuff here in CAGED, and that's how I take various riffs and move them around. So let's take the teacher classic of Mary Had a Little Lamb. We'll move that around a couple times. So I have no idea what key this is. I'm just going to sing it. Let me kind of get some... After playing all that stuff in F, I'm probably going to sing it in F. So let's just get different sounds in my ear. Okay, so let's try singing Mary Had a Little Lamb. We'll find it on the neck, just using our ears. And then we're going to move it around using a CAGED type system. So let's just do... Dun, 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 dun. So we'll get that in our ear. Mary had a little lamb. So let's see where it is. I'm going to guess it's probably in that F position because my ear is just tuned to that right now. There we go. So it is an F. And that's our C-shaped F. Well, now we already know we can just take that and move it up to here, find our F, and play it exactly the same. There we go. Now let's try to move it into one of our other position. Now I already know I can play it up here too, right? With this F right there. I also know if I take this F, I've got that same shape. Okay, so there's some cheese ball examples, but that's how I move riffs around the neck using the CAGED system. There's a lot of other ways you can do this. There's a lot of other bonuses that CAGED teaches you. Like once you know your intervals, you've got your 1, 3, 5, 7. On this shape, you have 1, 3, 5, 7. Same idea, right? So if you know a riff kind of goes like, you know you're sliding into your 7, go into your 5, your 3, and your 1. All right, so now, again, never played this riff anywhere but here. Pretty simple one. I know my 7th is here in my other shape. Pretty cool, huh? So again, no right way, wrong way. It's just, I think CAGED is a wonderful way because you're associating it with the chords and the positions and the shapes. This video, as I've said probably 5 other times, is not intended to teach this to you. It's more intended to show how I use it and more in a response to somebody else who does a slightly different method. But in the end, I like this one because you need to know 2 shapes. You need to know that kind of shape and this shape. So you need 2 shapes, that's it. And then you can repeat them up here on your E string, and you can repeat them on your D string. That's it. The other thing you need to know, you need 2 shapes, and you need to find where your roots are. So if you don't know your roots, you're gonna have to learn the notes from your 6th, 5th, and 4th strings, because you're gonna be starting all of this from those places. So if we say we're gonna take this Duke Ellington riff and we're gonna play it in G. So here it is in F. In G, I just need to find my G root. And now I'm all set. And again, G, I found my G root here, sorry. Let's find it on the 6th string, G. So see how easy it is to move things around using CAGED? When all you really need to know is 3 roots, 2 shapes. That's about it. This video did not explain to you how to learn 3 roots and 2 shapes. It's just showing how once you kind of know those things, CAGED can become very fundamental, foundational, and can really be used to build anything you're thinking about on it. I've been playing since I was 9 years old, and I use CAGED almost daily, and I use it every single time I'm learning a new concept. So I hope this helps, hope this explains my method. Ask me any questions. And again, any holes you find in this method, yeah, I probably agree with you because this is just a real quick overview with a few little riffs. All right, cool, thanks, bye.